Hey, Tony Gaskins here, just popping in on a little downtime in Bali. I can't believe I'm in Bali. I cannot believe I'm in Bali. I always seen the name and heard of that, and I'm like, man, Bali? That's somewhere. I don't think I'll ever get over there. Way over there. It just sounded so sexy to me. I just was like, I don't know if I get there, but I'm here. And I'll tell you what, anything is possible. Anything is possible. Ironically, I'm from Arbondale, Florida. And who is also from Arbondale, Florida is Tracy McGrady. And at the hotel that we were at, the resort we were at first, I saw a young man, we were somewhere, saw a young man getting into a vehicle. I can't remember where it was now. And he had on Tracy McGrady jersey. So I said, man, two black men from Arbondale, Florida, in Bali at the same time. Who would have thought? That's crazy. Absolutely crazy. And it's like a lot of people here, have been saying they may be the only person from their family that will ever make it to Bali. And I'm still just taking it in. We're going to do dinner tonight. Tomorrow we had a crazy hike, but everybody just legs was hurt so bad. We changing it up a little bit and try to get a little rest and relaxation in. The body clock is still thrown off, so I think it's going on 5 a.m. No, 5 p.m. But it's 5 a.m. in Florida, going on 5 a.m. So I'm thinking about taking a nap, but we're supposed to leave for dinner at like 8. And I'm thinking of taking a nap, but it's like, I know if I take that nap, I don't know how I'm gonna feel when I wake up. But everybody trying to take a nap right now, and just kind of show you how that body is when you're trying to adjust. But it got me to thinking, because it's something that a lot of times, it's something that I do. Here's something that I do, because I just sent out an email, right, for the ghostwriting course. Now, the ghostwriting course obviously is not for everybody, but if you can write a sentence, you can write a book. A lot of people don't understand that, and I try to tell people that, because a book is just a bunch of sentences strung together. And a lot of authors try to make it harder, make it sound harder than it is, because they want to feel special. But no space should be blocked off from anybody if that's your desire to be in that space. So writing a book is an art form. And you may not even want to write books. You may want to write captions for Instagram for people. If you write dope captions, you can become a caption ghostwriter, and you can make good money doing it. You could be a Instagram bio ghostwriter, TikTok bio ghostwriter. Charge $10. You can offer the service right on Fiverr.com. But I teach the formal ghostwriting of like books, but there's several types of books. You got affirmation books, you have quote books, you got devotionals, then you have self-help books, memoirs, fiction books, nonfiction books. So it's different types of books you can produce. And I wrote this email, and I'm sitting there and I'm looking at the courses, and I'm like, okay, I'm giving the courses. This summer, I'm giving away money-making courses, because everybody is so tight financially. We need to add streams of income. So what course or courses should I release at a discounted price? So the ghostwriting course was $500 when it came out, because typically your first client gonna be $1,500 or more, like I said in the email. But I put it to $1,900, no, not 19, $19.70. So I'm trying to make the courses, when I release them, I'm trying to do it to where it's a no-brainer, to to where you say, even if I don't know if I need this, I don't know if I want this, but I know a year from now the course could be $1,000, and this $20 ain't gonna kill me. And so I try to do that because I want people to understand that a lot of times we can't get ahead because we shoot ourselves in the foot. We don't do what we can do. We don't do what we are capable of because we self-sabotage. But if we take and we do what we are capable of doing, then you'll see a whole nother side of life. But we don't often do that when you put that next foot forward. But what really got me to thinking about it is how what I do in my life is I push myself to that next level, and I do things that don't really make a lot of sense. So like we in Bali. So when I go and I look at the menu, they have like Western favorites, such and such favorites, such and such favorites, and it'll say Indonesian menu. I'm in Indonesia, so I'm looking at the Indonesian menu. So when I go to the Indonesian menu, so like this morning, we eating breakfast. I look at the Indonesian menu. I asked the young lady, I said, what would you eat? She said, me? I eat this nasi goreng, or whatever. And basically it's fried rice with a fried egg on top of it. I said, all right, let me have that. And she was like, you nasi goreng? You want that? Yeah, go ahead, get it to me. It was good. It was better than what I would have got. And so I ate that, and I ain't necessarily want fried rice and a fried egg for breakfast, but I say, when in Bali, do what Balinese do. What's the point of me being here if I'm not gonna experience their culture? And when it's something to do, like, we're not doing tomorrow's excursion just because of physical reasons, but we've already done something just like it, so we've already conquered that. But had we not done that type of activity, then I would be doing it. And I'll do it because I want to experience other things. Like today, we did snorkeling. I didn't feel like snorkeling. I didn't necessarily want to snorkel. I know the water was cold and all of that, but I jumped out there. I was the first one off the boat. Jumped off the boat into the water. Boy, I'm snorkeling. Hairline and everything. I'm in there snorkeling. I'm getting slapped in the hairline. I said, boy, what I'm doing out here? And so, but I'm doing it because I want to push myself. I want to stretch myself. Now, after I did it, we went to 4 different stops. After I did the first 2, I started feeling a little motion sickness. I ain't have to do the next 2 because I hadn't already did it. And then I already know I done snorkeled in the Maldives. I done snorkeled in Italy, the Capri, Italy, Amalfi Coast. So I done snorkeled in different places and seen a lot of beautiful things. So I get it, but I want to be able to say I snorkeled in Bali. And I did what I had to do. But see, the thing about it is, the way the brain works is you have mental blocks. You have mental blocks based on what you have seen and what you have heard and what you have believed. And those mental blocks put you in a certain category in your life, and you operate from a certain space. So those blocks come up in the form of fear or doubt or pessimism or negativity, jealousy, anger, frustration. It'll come up in different ways. And so when you feel those feelings, if you can push past it and you can get beyond that feeling that feels natural, that feeling that is blocking you, then you expand your mind. And like Oliver Wendell Holmes says, once the mind has been stretched to a new dimension, it never returns to its original form. So while I was sitting there thinking about that email, I'm like, man, I don't want to send another email. Do I want to send another sales email? Do I really want to sell this course? Is anybody really going to buy this course? Do anybody need this course? It was all mental blocks. It's all mental blocks. And then I had to think about it, and I said, listen, it's other people who have seen more life. They've done more. They've been more places. Oh, maybe that's a little boat. I said, boy, what is this, a Loch Ness monster? They've seen more, they've done more, and so they able to stretch. And there's some people with a mailing list who will send an email selling themselves, selling their book, selling their course every single day. There's some people who will send an email. Every time I send an email, some emails get bounced off the list. I don't know if it's like a spam filter that takes them off, or if they're hitting unsubscribe because they having a bad day and they tired of seeing me or hearing from me. Or I just blocked them on Instagram and or YouTube, and they mad, and so they unsubscribe. But as a human, that bothered me. Like, hey man, 20 people done got off the list just because I sent an email. My goodness, just delete the email. Like, my goodness. But, and I don't know really what happened, but that's a mental block because am I bothering somebody? Am I selling too much? Am I doing it? But that's a mental block. It's like, okay, if you don't want to hear about the courses on the academy that you signed up on, then get off the list. And I shouldn't care about none of that because that's what a mailing list is for, is to send promotional emails. And then when I think about it, I'm like, Tony, why right now do you have 700 emails in your inbox? Because every mailing list you are on is sending promotional emails every day. That is what businesses do. When you see Nordstrom's email, do you get mad? No. Do you unsubscribe? No. If you don't have money to buy or you don't want to shop, what do? You delete it. But they don't care about if they're getting on your nerves because you signed up on the list. So again, that's a mental block. But if you don't make a habit of breaking beyond mental blocks, mental barriers. So when you look at this thing and you say, well, I'm scared, or I'm fearful, I'm doubtful, I'm worried, I'm angry, I'm frustrated. If you let that block you, then you're giving these mental blocks power in your life. And the very way that if I let that block me on trying a new food, that could block me in business, because the mental block gonna pop up and say, well, no, you shouldn't start that LLC. You shouldn't start that nonprofit organization. You shouldn't start that t-shirt line. You shouldn't start that whatever, this or that. And so if I could get blocked mentally to not try a food, to not do an activity, to not, do something of that nature. If I could get blocked in that area, then how much easier would it be for me to be blocked in a big move, like starting an LLC, like putting in my resignation from my job, like taking that step that is terrifying. So what I do for my mind is I get beyond little blocks that come from my upbringing. So where I come from, we basically eat hamburgers, hot dogs, fried chicken, fried pork chops, chicken wings, collard greens, macaroni and cheese, southern food, and fast food. That's basically what we eat. Where I come from, we don't eat raw fish. We don't eat raw fish, so different types of sushi. We eat sushi. Bunch of vegetables. Your vegetables be collard green. Every night you have some mixed vegetables out the can, some green beans out the can. I don't know if corn considered a vegetable, but you don't eat like that. This sliced up tomatoes, like people, everywhere I go, every country I go to, they slice up tomato and cucumber and put it on the plate. Do not do that in the South where I'm from. And so if I remember I was out with one of my homeboys and I'm like, bro, you know what I'm saying? Try this here sushi. He like, no, bro. No, bro. I ain't trying no sushi. Absolutely not. I say, bro, he from Barbados. Sushi ain't in Barbados. They eating macaroni pie and, they oxtail or whatever kind of meat. And they eat seafood, but not like sushi. And we was out on the road, and this my homeboy. I said, bro, listen, if you don't try this sushi, you ain't gonna be on the road with me. Cause where I go, I like to experience the culture. I like to experience new things. I like to do new things. He like, all right, bro, I tried. Oh, and only for you, man. I tried. And so he tried. He was like, I knew he was gonna like it because I wasn't eating sashimi. Now I done had sashimi. I wasn't eating raw food. It was like cooked tempura shrimp with, maybe some cream cheese in there, some avocado, and the rice and the little seaweed wrap. So I knew, cause he a eater, he a big boy. He was my old lineman in college. So I knew if he tastes this, his butt gonna love it. So guess what? His wife, she come from, humble beginnings and everything just like him. So she didn't eat sushi either. But after he tried it with me, now he came home, hey, let's find some sushi. They find some sushi. Now they think they bougie. They eat sushi all the time. Ooh, I love sushi. I'm like, hold on, I eat no sushi. Another stretch for me was eating the ahi tuna. Them poke bowls. I don't know if it's pronounced pokey or poke, but them tuna poke bowls, you got, that's raw fish, basically. That ahi tuna, and then they put other stuff all in there. Scallions, green onions, edamame. I had never had edamame. I had edamame for the first time in like 2016, eating with a guy who earns $30 million a year. So because his money allowed him to travel and see more things, and I want you to pay attention. When you get around somebody, and if you don't have that opportunity, let me know. And I'm gonna start setting up millionaire dinners where you could sit with people, where you could go out to eat with somebody who has been in millions their whole life, and you're gonna see how they eat. They steak is medium rare. They eat sashimi, they eat ceviche, they eat escargot, I don't know if that's what it's called, snail. They eat everything. When the food come out there, the food is still hollering. The animal still crying and hollering. And they, like, you just ate a snail? No, what is that? Cause this thing right there still moving. Oh, that's squid ink. They eat everything. And guess what? Millions. And then we'll sit there, and this is the crazy thing about it, coming people of color especially, and this is what I had to learn. We'll say, oh, no, I can't eat that. Not realizing how fresh and healthy what they eating may be. But then we'll go eat lard. We'll go eat all kind of lard, all kind of cholesterol, all kind of sodium, all kind of yeast, all this stuff that leads to high cholesterol, diabetes, hypertension. So we'll go kill ourselves eating food that is poison but mashed in flour and think we eating safe. Whereas what the rich people really be eating, they be eating fresh caught from God's earth, fresh caught from the sea, fresh plucked from the ground. So they eating vegetables and they eating fish, or they eating grass-fed cattle. Like they eating Wagyu. I don't even know what Wagyu is, but they finna tear it up. From Australia, from Japan. And then we'll go eat minced meat, spam, and think we eating safe. I don't eat that. I don't eat that. But then we'll go eat some spam. And then be confused why we got gout. Why our intestines looking like a dead anaconda. Look around real quick. Here's some talking. And all our things, we just got villas. But I guess it's an echo. Got villas, it's not attached to nothing. I'm like, wow. There's somebody on top of my head. Oh, what the hell here now? I might have lost something. So, this is what I want you to understand. If you want that next level in life, and I'm trying to give you the game, you will not find wealthy people who do average and regular things. If you do, it's gonna be one person. It's gonna be one person, but they're not gonna be wealthy. Trust me, they ain't gonna be wealthy. They might be they might be new money. Like, I don't look at rappers as wealthy. That's not, that ain't wealth. When I say wealth, I'm talking about somebody who, they gonna have generational wealth. Somebody who could create something and start something that the world need and that the world gonna keep needing. And so, we don't need your music forever. That could be here today and gone tomorrow. Whitney Houston music still get played, but barely. Michael Jackson music still get played, but barely. When you go out to the club, when you go out somewhere and you go to a party, yeah, you gonna hear them songs, but it ain't enough streams to have their family in the lap of luxury, because those things is trends. But when you got something that's evergreen, something that's timeless, when you take and you create something that is timeless, or it's a skill set or a knowledge base that could be passed down to your children and your children's children, that's when you really tap into wealth. But to even sniff at that, to even create something that's going to sustain you in your lifetime, when you look at wealthy people, what you're going to see and what you're going to notice is that they unlock their mind. They unlock their mind and they start doing things in different ways. They are willing to get out of bounds and try new things. And when you do that, you unlock your mind. So By unlocking your mind, somebody will come to me and say, Tony, you know what I'm saying? You from Polk County. How you got this amount of streams of income? So if I look at how I earn a living, I got 60 online courses. I got 17 books online. I got a clothing line. I got a YouTube channel. I do one-on-one coaching. I do live seminars, produce myself, live trainings. I do other speaking engagements for other people in that capacity. I work with sports teams as a consultant. All of these different things. I created a deck of cards. I got an app that's coming out. So all these different things, I'm able to think like that because of the blocks that I've took off of my mind. So by me trying sashimi and about to throw up, I just unlocked another level. That's all I did. I just unlocked the level. When I take and I go snorkeling, knowing that I'm not the greatest swimmer in the world, but this is what I think of. I think to myself and say, okay, I ain't the greatest swimmer in the world, but I got a life jacket on. So I cannot drown. It's impossible for me to drown in these regular waters, and I got a life jacket on. Okay, well, what is something in the water? These people would not be bringing thousands of people to this area to jump off the boat if something has ever happened to anybody. They would not take that risk. Okay, well, what if you can't breathe? I got a life jacket on. All I got to do is lift my head up. Okay, so now when I realize you ain't got no excuse but fear. You ain't got no excuse but fear. So when I understand that I truly cannot fail, then what am I afraid of? And so that right there unlocks my mind in another way, and it takes me to a whole nother level. And that's what I want you to realize and understand about life, is that you have to get out of your comfort zone. You have to invest in yourself. You have to try new things. You got to see new things, do new things, be new things, try new things, and that's going to stretch your mind. So we'll have people on this trip. Not everybody can do everything physically, but just the fact that they came to Bali, they've already unlocked. And then anything they participate in, they unlock something. If they eat a new food, they unlock something. If they do an excursion, they unlock something. Every single barrier that they get beyond, they unlocking something. And that's what has to be understood, is when you take and you do something. So this is what I want you to do. Try something you've never tried. Ask around to people about their favorite foods, and try something you've never tried. I'm wondering, is this a boat or is this, I don't know, a shark or something? Try something if you've never had sushi, go try it. If you're not allergic to seafood. If you're allergic to seafood, then get a vegetarian one. It'll have some type of cucumber in there, avocado, and get that right there. If you done had sushi and you ain't had sashimi, try your piece of sashimi. Do it at home. Eat that sashimi. You got to throw up. If you ain't allergic to it, it ain't going to kill you. You're gonna throw up, but guess what? You throwing up, not because your body is having a physical reaction to what you're trying to eat. It's your mind having a physical reaction to what you're trying to eat if you know you're not allergic to that, to seafood. And our mind will make us do that. Our mind will send us into panic mode. But you got to be able to talk to your mind, and you got to be able to reason with yourself. You got to be able to tell yourself, okay, this don't make sense, this don't make sense, this don't make sense. We did that show on MTV, and we did the trapeze. And at first I was scared because you got to climb up, you got to grab the thing, you got to swing off. But then I was like, hold on, I got a rope on. I got a rope on and I'm hooked up. There's no way I could fall. What I'm scared of? I can't fall. What would you do if you knew you couldn't fail? You heard that quote before. You can't fail. You can't fail. Like, this is life. This is business. This making money. This going after dream. There's no such thing as failure. To do it is to succeed. To do it is succeed. There's no such thing as failure. So if you start your LLC, you succeeded. You start your nonprofit, you succeeded. If you don't make $1, you already succeeded because you done started it. Now you take that next step. Boom. When you make $1 or you raise $1, you succeeded. Now get to 100. Now get to 1,000. Now get to 2,000. Now get to 5,000. Now get to 10,000. Then get to 50,000, 25,000, 50,000, 100,000, and keep going. There's no failure. So I stepped out on a limb and I said, okay, I'm gonna put the ghostwriting course out there. It's a niche course. Not a lot of people gonna want to do it. Not a lot of people may feel like they can do it. But for the people that's out there, I'm gonna put it out there. It might be 10 people sign up. Okay. That's all that needed it. That's all that needed it. Guess what? 10 new people got the opportunity to change their life. And that's $197 that I wouldn't have otherwise had. So where's the failure? I'm not going to say, oh, I want 1,000 people to sign up. And if 1,000 people don't sign up for the ghostwriting course, I have failed. No. Me creating the course, I succeeded. Me promoting the course, I succeeded. Anything else is a bonus. Anything else is extra. And this is what you got to realize. Hey, this Tony Gaskins. God bless you. Y'all forgive me, I ain't got my ring on. When I get in the room, I take it off because my finger keeps swelling. So to see how it's tighter in there than right there. But I know some people just, how the devil be working. Tony, I ain't ring on him, but there was no women. No, I have my ring on when I go out. Only time I have it on when we was in the water in the ocean. Because I was scared it might loosen up too much and then slip off of there. But I pay attention to that type of stuff. That's why I mention that kind of stuff. Because I know people mind like that. When I see a man who married, he got a ring on, I don't trust him. So that's why I take time to make mention of that. Hey, this Tony guy. Listen, my body trying to break down on this time chain. God bless you. Get this here in your spirit. Make sure now, if you got any inclination or any kind of writing that you think you could do, get that ghostwriting course. You know, if you write quotes, if you write prayers, if you write devotionals, if you write captions, if you write, listen, think outside the box in business. Get outside the box. It's like a lot of people have gone to school and made A's in classes and then feel like they have no gifts and they can't make no money. If you done got an A or a B in an English class, you're a ghostwriter of some sort. If you done graduated college, you're a ghostwriter of some sort. It might be writing people resumes, writing people CVs. I don't know if there's a difference between a CV and a resume because I never had one, never used one because I've been an entrepreneur my whole life. But listen, what do you write? If you do reports on your job and other people got to do reports and you know they getting paid, but you could tell they butt lazy, hey, I'll write you a report. I'll write you a report, $100 a report. You, boom. It's like if you at the job and you killing it, don't walk around like I'm not doing anybody else's work. I'm doing my work and I am done and I can knock out my report in this amount of time. And I remember my wife was like that. She's so smart. There was this young lady who she was in that field as a behavior specialist, trying to be a behavior specialist. My wife came in there as a biomedical science major. They took and put her as a behavior specialist when she wasn't even in school for that. They took her from $8.50 an hour with me and moved her to $13.50 an hour. They had to write behavior reports. My wife will be gone all day, and the lady thinking that she writing these reports, my wife will sit down and write them reports in 10 minutes and have no mistakes, no feedback from the behavior analyst to have to do it over. And then the young lady who was in school to be a behavior analyst, and she was a behavior specialist, another sister, would take her hours to do her reports because she couldn't figure out just the system of it, and she was doing it just so methodical. It would take her hours to do her reports, and then the lady would just redline it all up and then give it to my wife to have her like correct it and go through her stuff, when this woman in school for this and my wife in school for biomedical science. So it's like at that point right there, had I thought about it, I would have told my wife, hey, charge her $20 to write her reports. If she got to do one every day, that's $100 a week. She making good money. And you finna make her job easier because you doing this in 10 minutes. And then it's for y'all. Charge all of them $20, $80 a day. 8 times 5. 80 times 5. That's extra income. And see, this is how I want you to start thinking. And I understand that not everybody think like I think. But I'm going to tell you why I think like I think. Because I done removed the blocks. You give me anything and I'm going to hand you back a business. You give me anything, I'm going to hand you back a business. Why? I done took the blocks off my life. Oh, this a volcano? We got to get up 2:30 a.m. Climb the volcano? Okay, I'm finna see what it's about. A quarter of the way, I'm ready to quit. Let me keep going. Halfway, I'm ready to quit. Let me keep going. 3/4 of the way, I'm ready to quit. Let me keep going. Boom, all the way to the top. I got to the top and didn't want to go to the top, but kept going. Listen to me. Remove the blocks out your life, and it's gonna change your life. Like I'm gonna tell you, like I spend all my money. But I'm gonna be honest with you. Based on what I have and where I'm from and how I work, I have not met a soul. I have not met a soul. Even Elon Musk, I ain't met him yet. That could see me in business. I'm telling you. And you know why? Because I just got out my way. I got out my way. Like we was here at the thing. We got off the boat. Everybody was sitting down. What I do? Boom! I get up. I'm in the people city. I'm okay. Boom! What y'all got to eat over here? They in an outhouse. It looked like an outhouse. It looked like an outhouse, like a man-made outhouse. Do you want something to eat out of a outhouse? No. It won't cross your mind. You will look at that outhouse and you feel like, what in the world? I ain't gonna eat that out of here. Oh, no, absolutely not. Guess what? I'm right over there. Boom. Let me get something. Ordered it. Open it up. When I open it up, oh, it looked terrible. What I did, dug right in there. They like, oh, it's gonna be too spicy for you. I just can't handle a lot of spice. I said, no, I'm good. I water and spice. Oh, this delicious. It's delicious. Quarter way through, I'm like, I'm full. I kept going halfway through. I done had enough of this spice. 3/4 of the way through, I say, listen, these people over here, they ain't got money like that. I done bought these people food. This man right here sitting at me, he live over here. He watching me, American, taste his food. I got to finish this plate. I'm eating out of like a bamboo leaf or whatever kind of leaf that's in. It was just a green leaf. Rice, looked like some type of fish, some other type of little vegetables in there. And that's what I'm in there doing. Guess what? I got through so many blocks. Okay, the block to not judge them, because these is outhouses. The block to walk off by myself. The block to ask them. And I'm gonna rewind it. I'm gonna rewind all the way back. When we hopped off the boat, I was the first one to go look over to see what they had for sale. I bought some type of little popsicle, and it tasted like cow manure. And I ate some of it, but it's milk, and I'm kind of allergic to milk. So I said, let me get some. And then after I went over there and I let other people know, then they came over and bought something. Then they had bought some all fruit, so I bought the all fruit one. But then here's the thing. These two ladies that's serving, they don't speak English. I see the young lady, and I could tell she loved to eat. And she's sitting there tearing up some rice in a green leaf. And so I said, what is that? They couldn't understand me. And she was trying to tell me like, oh, I be. And then I went to our tour guide and I was like, hey, she was eating some type of rice in a green leaf. Where's that from? Then he came back. They said, oh, it's from over at the local. And then at the spot right here. So I'm doing this all by myself. I ain't have nobody with me. And then I talked to the dude and I said, hey, well, I want some of it. He said, are you sure? You want that? He's like, this the local food now. It's very spicy. Are you sure? I said, yeah, I want some of it. Because I need to see what y'all doing. If you over here, you could eat it, I could eat it. What's the difference? But if I could come over here and eat your food, and you ain't able to make it over to where I'm at and eat my food, nah, I'm just getting that much stronger. I'm getting that much better. I got another advantage because I done got through all these blocks as a African American male from Central Florida, from the deep, dirty South. And I'm in Bali talking to people by myself who don't speak my language, who don't understand me. We doing sign language. But I could read body language and stuff, and basically the young lady who was eating was like, why he being nosy? He asked me, well, don't eat, you don't want this, you don't know nothing about this. That's what she said in her language. I could just tell by the little energy. And they kind of let them a little chuckle. All right, okay, I'm finna go eat me something. And that's what I'm trying to tell you. See, we don't understand that when somebody offers some food and we say, I can't do that. And we got somebody offer us an activity, somebody offer us to go here, to go there, to do this, to do that, and we afraid to even try it. We're afraid to even sniff at it. We just took another zero off our bank account. We just knocked off another zero. It just knock off a piece of that zero. Knock off and that's why in America you could just walk and breathe and make 5 figures. But to get to 6 figures, you got to get past some blocks. To get to 7 figures, you're going to have to get past some blocks. But then inside of those 5 figures, 6 figures, 7 figures, 8 figures, it's several figures inside of that figure. So in order to get to that next figure, meaning you could get 6 figures, 100,000, but to get to 101, 102, you got to get past another block. And the blocks gonna come in different ways. It ain't all just gonna be blocks of like, oh, these just blocks that's dealing with food. No, every block ain't gonna just deal with food. It'll deal with travel. It may deal with trauma. It may deal with a relationship. It may deal in another way. This old mosquito trying to get in here. He just knocking, trying to find the opening. He must either smell me or smell my cologne. Y'all gotta forgive me on my thumb, little chipper. So listen to me. I was supposed to be done at 30 minutes, but Spirit just had to keep flowing. But I just want to let you know, I'm trying to give you some secrets to success. I'm trying to give you some secrets, cause, and I be seeing it, you know, with my friends and family and people, and I be seeing it when I step out and I'm finna do something, and I'm finna take a chance, I'm about to do something, and they be like, no, and they let they fear, they let they doubt, they let they worry, they let they trauma, they let they anxiety, they let whatever stop them from living, from experiencing, from exploring. Let me tell you, right now, I'm on this trip, but with how I feel, the trip should be canceled. The trip should be canceled. I should be here. I should have spoke to everybody from a distance, and then be in here in the bed with how my body feel. And they could barely tell it, because I'm out there, I'm doing it, and I'm right there with them, and I'm doing it, but my body just broke down. I'm tired. But hey, got to go with it, because this part of my grind. This everybody gonna understand that level. Everybody gonna understand that level. So if you play basketball and you not Michael Jordan, you ain't gonna understand Michael Jordan. If you not Tom Brady, you ain't gonna understand Tom Brady. Guess what? If you not Tony Gaskins, you ain't gonna understand Tony Gaskins. If you ain't Jane Doe, you ain't gonna understand Jane Doe. Cause you got to be able to do what you know you capable of doing. I don't feel like doing nothing. I don't feel like coming to Bali. I don't feel like being around people. I don't feel like being, talkative, and I don't feel like doing nothing. But I do it because I know that on the other side of doing it, I done unlocked another level. I done unlocked more of my potential. I done opened another door. And I don't want to sit and bask in it and talk about it and look back at it and everything. You know, the day we was at the table, and one of the retreaters, she wanted to do a exercise, a vision exercise, and dealing with me, and I'm guessing, like, stating a vision of where I could be or where I could go. And I said, no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that, because I don't watch my work. I'm shooting this video right now. When I'm done with the video, I done forgot everything I said. I'm uploading the video, and I'll never watch the video again. I don't critique it. I don't critique myself, because if I critique myself, I'm gonna block myself. I just got to get out there and go. This is my personality, but this isn't my personality. The blocks in me, this is not my personality. By me doing this right now, me throwing my hand like this, me moving forward like this, moving the camera, this all right here, I'm getting past a block right here. I'm getting past a block right here, because this animated, this character, this ain't what I do. This ain't what an introvert do. You see what I'm saying? But I'm doing it, not even thinking about it, what I'm doing. But if I sit back and watch the video, I'm like, ooh, I'm gonna be cringing. Tony, you little stupid boy. Oh my God, you doing the most. Oh, boy, delete that video. And the video will never get released. And anytime I do that, the video will never go out. It's some videos that y'all ain't seen, because I done fell into that trap. Oh, let me watch. Let me make sure I ain't say nothing crazy. And boom. And that could have been the message that moved the mountain. But I blocked myself. So listen to me now. Get this in your spirit. Get this in your spirit. I'm supposed to be done at 30 minutes, then done at 45 minutes, still talking, because I'm tell you, I'm crying out in my spirit, because we have so much potential and don't realize it. We could go so far and don't realize it. I meet people every day, even people on this retreat. Every single person on this retreat could be a millionaire if they not a millionaire. I don't think anybody's a millionaire, because it might come out in conversation, but every single one of them could be a millionaire. Every single one of them could be a millionaire. And maybe one of them believe it. Maybe one, maybe two. Truly, honestly believe it. But see, the thing how I know when we start to believe it is our actions will line up with it. So somebody will come to me and they'll say, Tony, You know, I want to be a motivation speaker. I want to be a life coach. I want to be, you know, a mini version of you. For one, don't ever be a mini version of nobody. Be the biggest version of yourself. Next thing I ask them, okay, boom. You want to be this here? Okay. Do you use social media? No, I'm scared of social media. I don't like social media. Okay, all right. Right there, you just told me you don't want to do nothing what you just said you want to do. Because if you want those things, if you want to be full time, then you got to go on social media every day. If you want to be renowned, if you want to be recognized, if you want to get off your job, if you want to be full time, then these are things you got to do. But I want you to look at every area that you say no to in your life. So when you say no to this experience, when you say no to this next level, when you say no to this next excursion, when you say no to this next conversation, when you say no to this new food, when you say no to this, that's the same way you say no to your YouTube video. You say no to your online course. You say no to your nonprofit organization. You say no to your daily Instagram post. You say no to your TikTok. No to your LinkedIn, no to your Facebook, no to your Twitter. You say no over and over and over because in every other area of your life, you finding ways to say no. But when you start saying yes, and you get a yes about yourself, you get a yes about your life, that's when you're going to start to see a change. That's when you're going to see a breakthrough. That's when you're going to go to the next level. Hey, this Tony Gasson. God bless you. And we will talk soon. Make sure you go get that ghostwriting course. If it ain't for you, let somebody who you know like to write or could write a little bit and let it be for them. God bless you. We'll talk soon.